Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad to have you here with me this afternoon. If you're new here, go ahead and click that live chat button, introduce yourself, and set any requests for your personal healing or well-being. We're going to get things started off with a crystal grid to support all of those requests that come in that all of you make. And after that, we will transition into a beautiful Reiki session where I will send healing energy to you wherever you are and whenever you happen to be watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you would like to sign up for a one-on-one healing or tarot reading, or if you'd like to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description along with all of my social media and my email newsletter. And yeah, let's dive on in, say hi to everybody, and start building that grid. Hello, everyone. Let's see. We've got Chris, Joanna. Oh, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. I hope that Ava is doing well. Let's see if you told us a little bit. Yay! Okay, good stuff. All right, good things. And we heard so many good things yesterday that she's eating again and things like that. So, yay! So let's go ahead, start building this beautiful grid with some of those amazing requests. And let's start with some healing for Ava. Hey, Flower. Jennifer Vatsa, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Let's go ahead and start with some Desert Rose Selenite and some Leopard Skin Jasper and some, let's see, and some Emerald. As well as, let's see what else. And some rhodonite. Let's do that too. I hope you all are warm. It is very cold here in Philly, but you know, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head and a heater and all those good things. So let's see. Welcome in, Ange. Oh, yeah, well, this certainly can't hurt. So sorry about your surgery, and I hope it goes well. We will definitely put some crystals in the grid for you. I'm going to get everybody's request top to bottom, and we should get to everybody's request today. That shouldn't be a problem. So let's support Ava with heart and lung issues going on. Ava, by the way, is a Doberman. So one of the things that Desert Rose Selenite helps us with is the healing and well-being of our animal companions. It's also wonderful for men's health as well as viruses, acne, eczema. Wonderful too for those big life changes that involve and really require a lot of consistent small steps to make them happen. Wonderful too for redefining ourselves after any type of loss or just a decision to change. So let's go ahead and bring this in. It's also a great stone for finding a place to live as well as the paperwork around that place to live. So whether that's something like mortgage paperwork or a lease, whatever that might look like for you, this can be very helpful with that. So that is Desert Rose Selenite. Leopard Skin Jasper also helps support our animal companions. In addition to helping them, it helps to support us with coordination and balance and anything that might impact the skin. This is also a really helpful stone for calling upon a soulmate relationship. So that is Leopard Skin Jasper. So let's go ahead and bring these in. There we go. And by the way, in the center, we have a mirror to help reflect any negative energy. I just have a coating on it to help keep it from reflecting glare back up to you. And this beautiful copper spiral, that helps to get the optimal energy flowing and to support really all the general well-being and flow of energy within everyone. So yeah, so that is Leopard Skin Jasper. Catherine, welcome in. Kath, it's good to see you. Oh, good stuff. Okay, you can't stay, Catherine, because you have work, but that's okay. Happy to put the request in there. Also, in case you ever need it, you or anyone, I usually put the upcoming stream notification up at least a day in advance. That gives you the opportunity to like sneak in early and just like leave that message before it actually goes live. If you ever need to, you're totally welcome to do that. So let's go and also get a couple more of Chris's requests. These two will also help not only Ava, but probably any of you that are struggling with any kind of upper respiratory infection, lung stuff. First is rhodonite. Rhodonite, in addition to helping the lungs, it can be really helpful for healing a broken heart, as well as really opening up to love or reopening to love after any kind of big loss. It helps also with allergies, autoimmune, anything, as well as asthma. All of those impact me. And of course, nothing I'm doing here is a replacement for anything else. All of this is complementary. So all the things I'm doing, Reiki and crystals can help support all of the treatments you're already getting, medications, protocols, whatever you might be doing for your well-being. This can support it without interacting with it in a negative way, but it doesn't have to replace anything, and I don't do any med shaming in here. I take meds, I do everything I need to do for my well-being, and I encourage you to do all the things that are in your best interest too. So let's bring this in. Rhodonite's also really helpful for insecurities, as well as healing emotional pain from past emotional abuse. So we will bring in that beautiful rhodonite. And emerald is superb for upper respiratory healing. Everything from bronchitis to sinus infection and everything in between. This can be really helpful for, and this is raw emerald here. Additionally, this is helpful for healing skin and tissue, lovely for restoring confidence around our appearance, particularly those things that we're really sensitive about too. And it can also help with reinvigorating our passions in life. So if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, emerald is one of the stones that might be really helpful. So that's emerald. Okay. And let's see what else we have here. Goddess of Four, good to see you. And let's bring in a couple more of Chris's requests. Let's bring in rose quartz and selenite. Rose quartz is so helpful anytime that we feel emotionally depleted or just need a good amount of unconditional love. Another thing this stone can help with is if you are working towards better relationships, especially better romantic relationships, or any feelings around deserving love, this is a lovely stone. So we will bring this in. But yeah, anytime that you've got emotional overwhelm or burnout, or just need the crystal equivalent of a great big hug, rose quartz is an excellent go-to. Selenite helps with reflecting nothing but pure white light, and this is a lovely stone for connecting with your guides and guardians, as well as clearing the energy of a space, of your own energy field, or even clearing the energy of your crystals. Just put your crystals in contact or very close to selenite for a few hours, and it'll do a great job of clearing it. It's so helpful that I actually keep a large piece just beneath the grid in every stream. So yeah, selenite is beautiful. It's so helpful, but it's also very fragile, especially when it comes to water. So do be careful with it. And I will come back to your requests and work them in as we work through everyone's requests too. So thank you for being here, Chris. Hey, Lila Ray. Welcome in, Ariel. Oh, there's some really great stones for fertility. I can totally bring in a few for you. I'm going to get to everybody's requests, I promise. I'm just going to do kind of working through. Let's go with Ange. Shoulder surgery tomorrow. Thought this might help. Let's get some Shungite and Howlite for you. Okay. So Shungite is really helpful for recovering from things like surgery, any kind of illness, injury, but especially things like that. Shungite is also deep clearing. This will help release any energy that you just don't need, but it's also really helpful for relieving stress, emotional pain, and energy blocks. And I don't know what else is more stressful than, staring down a surgery. It also helps with clearing your energy field. And if you're sensitive to electromagnetic fields, this can be really supportive. So that is Shungite. And Howlite is extra helpful for joints, bones, both and everything in between, whether it's like a chronic issue or a really acute thing like an acute injury, dislocation, surgery. Howlite is thought to be really helpful. It's also great for bone integrity, bone density, and even healing bones. I have bone density issues and I work with this one a lot, of course, in conjunction with all the other things I do. Weight-bearing exercises, supplements, all that good stuff. So let's do some Howlite. There we go. So all the best to you on your surgery, and I'm here 5 times a week, so feel free to drop by after your surgery. I'm here at the whole list of days that I'm here is in the description, but I'm here Wednesdays at 4, Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m., Sundays at 8 p.m., and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. So all the best to you, and we're here if you need it. And let's see what else we have here. So let's, I'm just going to skip ahead for a moment and do, let's see. Let's do the fertility really quick, and then we'll go backwards. So let's do. And I also saw an overlapping request for Goddess of Four, getting along with family that's visiting. This could potentially help that a little bit too. I have some other crystals in mind for you for that though. But for fertility, my favorite 2 stones are Mukkite and Carnelian. They're far from the only stones, but they definitely help. Mukkite is thought to be helpful for women throughout their lives, everything from onset of menses to like menopause and everything in between, especially fertility, prenatal, postpartum, labor and delivery, everything. It also helps support a good relationship, good marriage, as well as circulation with the body, helping to move fluids throughout the body, and it aids with optimal metabolism. Also helpful for quitting smoking and addictions in general, but especially quitting smoking. So I know some of you are working on that in the new year, so lots of love to you, and I hope that this brings you some support. And another one that can be helpful is Carnelian. So Carnelian is the stone of relationships, broadly speaking, and definitely this is one that can help with the family situation going on too. So Carnelian relates to the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra. It's right above the root, and that's relationships with the world around you, community, colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, all the way down to our most close and intimate relationships, as well as sexuality, sexual function, absolutely fertility, not to mention attracting a soulmate type relationship. This is also helpful for creativity. as well as helping colds, allergies, and even wound healing. So that is Carnelian. So all the best to you on your fertility journey. And you're welcome, Ange, and all the best to you on your surgery. Lee, I hope you're doing well. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. Okay, so Jennifer Vatsa, gonna nap. Good for you. Intentions are gratitude for having doctors determined to get me diagnosed and treated, most likely for psoriatic arthritis. I know. Pain and inflammation relief and good nap vibes. Absolutely. Pain and inflammation. So let's do we worked with Galina for you yesterday, so let's bring that in. Let's also do Malachite. So let's start with some Malachite. Malachite is helpful not only for inflammation and pain, but especially arthritis, really all types, as well as it's helpful for depression and anxiety. I struggle with depression. I find some help from this. This is also wonderful for processing really difficult emotions. Anything from grief to just any kind of deep processing where you feel like it keeps coming back up and it's unresolved. This can help you to go through those deep feelings, make some progress, and not get stuck in that depth. Also helps you to leave the pain of the past in the past so that you can embrace your future much more easily. Helps too with phobias like fear of flying. It's very connected with the Archangel Raphael. Actually, let's put this here. And it's also good for sleep issues like insomnia. So I hope that this helps with that too. And next is Galina. So this is very helpful when it comes to healing insights, especially on the physical level. So this can help with you, your doctor, your medical team, like coming to the conclusion and making the accurate diagnosis. Also helps with grounding and centering and provides a lot of energy protection. Also helps with healing boils, cysts, acne, things like that. Helps to support a healthy sense of smell. And I know some people are still just getting theirs back from prior struggles with COVID. Helps too with disorders of the veins. It helps with hair growth and density, as well as mental, emotional transformation and winning money. Winning money as well as being reunited with things that have been lost or even stolen. So that is Galina. This has a very high lead content, so be very careful with it. So all the best to you, Jen. Hey, Samantha. Ariel, you're welcome. Okay, so let's see. Pain, doctors determined. Okay, cool. And for Kath, intentions, safe upcoming travel, pursuing a job change, coping with obsessive worry, intrusive thoughts, and fostering loving relationships. You got it. So let's do upcoming travel. We'll bring in some Moonstone. Job change, obsessive worry, and intrusive thoughts. Fostering loving relationships. Unikite and Carnelian can both be helpful. So let's start. Bring in some Sunstone too. Let's start with the stress, worry, intrusive thoughts, things like that. We'll start with Smokey Quartz. This is wonderful for transmutation and like really shifting energy for the better. It helps to calm worry, can help to lift energy blockages, and in general, it just is a wonderful deep energy cleanser and very, very protective. Helps too with, it's actually been used since the Middle Ages to protect property from theft. Helpful too for hope in uncertain times. It's also great for chronic pain, which may help Jen, and flexibility of mind and body. So if you feel a little stuck in your thinking, if you're having mobility issues, Smokey Quartz is lovely. But I'm bringing it in for you for the calming worry, and bringing in those protective vibes can also help us to kind of release a lot of worry. So that's Smokey Quartz. And the next I'm going to bring in is Epidote. Epidote is also going to be helpful for surgery and surgical healing. It's wonderful for that, recovery from illness and injury, but it's also helpful for dealing with the negative self-talk, like the way we talk to ourselves, intrusive thoughts, ruminating, like consistently ruminating that this bad thing will happen, that kind of stuff. Epidote can be really helpful. Wonderful too for nervous system as well as the skin, and it's thought to even help with things like Parkinson's. So we will bring in Epidote. Okay. There we go. And for travel protection, we'll bring this in. This is Moonstone. It's very protective over travelers as well as just women in general. This is another one that can help fertility and with attracting love. So Moonstone helps us to connect with the cycles, rhythms, and patterns of nature, especially the lunar cycle. So if you do any kind of moon magic ceremonies, this is a must-have. Also really helpful with like accepting and trusting divine timing, as well as connection to the divine feminine and ancient spiritual practices, as well as healing practices. Very protective of women especially, and also helps with intuition and releasing any kind of patterns that no longer serve. So we will bring this in, but yeah, I would definitely say very protective of travel, especially women traveling. And we'll also bring in Sunstone. Sunstone helps with expanding our vision of our own potential. Like if you tend to think small about yourself, this is one that helps you to see like the real big expansion of everything that you can be. It also helps with protection against exploitation and money manipulation, and provides a lot of career opportunities. This is also one that'll help you to be noticed, recognized, and seen. So if you are promoting yourself or a business, or promoting yourself in the way of applying for jobs and interviewing, this is a lovely stone to help kind of get you out there and give you that confidence. So let's bring this in. And again, this is Sunstone. So let's go ahead and bring that in. We'll put that right on top of the Moonstone. And thank you for being here. All the best for you. Good to see you. Hey, Patty and Key. Hey, Ninja4858. Good to see you all. Okay. Catherine. Money manifestation, patience, creativity with writing, and a headache. Gotcha. And I do see down below a request for help with endometriosis. And there's actually a stone that helps with both the headaches and endometriosis. Let's bring in pink tourmaline. So yeah, that's pink tourmaline. In addition to migraines and headaches, this is also really helpful for nerve pain. And like I said, helpful for endometriosis, but really all kinds of gynecologic issues. Helpful too for mother-baby bonding and for muscle weakness, as well as dispelling any kind of negative self-image so that you can start to recalibrate that, rebuild your self-image in a more healthy way. So that's pink tourmaline. And yeah, that'll definitely help with the headache. And patience, money manifestation, creativity with writing. So let's start with the creativity. Azurite can be really, really helpful. This helps awaken our spiritual self, and it brings not only creativity, but a lot of insight and intuition. Wonderful for relieving worry as well as indecision. So this will also be helpful for Kath. Great for connecting with our spirit guides and our angels, as well as dissolving any kind of energy blockages, as well as obstacles in our way. Helpful too for calming your mind during meditation and energy work, and lovely for spinal alignment as well as muscle spasms and like tics, like involuntary movements. But yeah, azurite can be wonderfully helpful for creativity. So I'm bringing that in. I also want to bring in, let's bring in blue tiger eye to help with writing. So blue tiger eye, similar to gold tiger eye, but you see that beautiful blue reflecting back up at us. This is really helpful for writing, speaking, communicating, and expressing, and especially with bold communication and bold writing. So this can help with speaking your truth. It's considered very protective for truth tellers and whistleblowers. This is definitely helpful if you need to stand up and say things that people might not want to hear, especially if it's like, well, I see how this is impacting you, and the facts are the facts kind of thing. So this will bring in, but yeah, whether it's spoken or written, this can be very helpful. So let's bring in all four. So that is blue tiger eye. Yeah, it definitely helps too with calm and easing stress, and I think that that's definitely on the docket today. So that's blue tiger eye. Patience is dumortierite. This is really helpful not only for patience, but also for pent-up anger and resentment, as well as frustration. This is one that also helps with encouraging tidiness, as well as standing up for yourself. On a healing level, physically, this is thought wonderful for ligaments and tendons, and definitely is thought to help improve situations that seem otherwise beyond hope. So that is dumortierite. So let's go ahead and put a piece here and a piece here. And thank you. And for abundance, let's bring in some citrine. Natural citrine is this beautiful orangey brown orange kind of hybrid. Wonderful for not only calling in financial abundance, but making good financial decisions. Helpful too for addictions and compulsions, including things like quitting smoking. Wonderful for fibromyalgia pain, nausea, and balancing our sense of logic with our intuition, which is really the best way to use it. So let's go ahead and put some citrine around. May that abundance come your way. And thank you for being here. All the best when you're watching this. Goddess of Four, healing tensions, joint pain, which we got with howlite, lower back pain, Amazonite, fast money, red tiger eye. Yeah, and we got the getting along with family. I'm also going to bring in some Herkimer for that. Okay. Oh, really good requests for everyone. I will definitely get to everybody's request today. Okay, so we've got howlite for joint pain. Lower back pain, let's bring in some Amazonite. This can help the spine as well as the spinal nerves. And I have issues with the spinal nerves, so I'll take it too. This is also a great stone for self-respect and helping those who do so much supportive healing work for others to be reminded to take care of themselves and take that self-care break. Helpful too for luck, as well as just a general sense of calming. Amazonite can be this beautiful, like light greenish bluish, can also be a darker shade of this with sort of lighter stripes running through it. So that is Amazonite. So I hope that that helps with your low back pain. For fast money, we have red tiger eye. This is also a really protective stone. So not only does it call in money in a hurry, but it helps with protection against bullies and people with really adversarial behavior, people that are coming after you, anything that, whether it's the mundane, like someone picking on you or saying nasty things, or any kind of like triangulating, gaslighting, anything like that, sexism, all of the above, can help with discouraging that behavior towards you. Also really helpful with the spiritual side of that. So if you're experiencing malevolent spiritual work, or even like psychic attack, something along those lines, red tiger eye can be very protective. So we will bring that through. But yeah, if you know anybody that is struggling with some bullying behavior, whether they're an adult and it's in the workplace or in their family, or if it is like a child at school, either way, it can be really helpful. And for harmonizing the space with all of your family there, let's bring in some Herkimer. This can really help by harmonizing energy and helping to bring all of those discordant energies into a relative balance. Wonderful too for boosting anything that you're manifesting, and helpful for being in the present moment while also bringing lots of relaxing vibes. Wonderful too for metabolism and just intuition in general. So that is Herkimer diamond, which is not a diamond, it's actually quartz. So let's go ahead and just gonna tidy this up. Oop. There we go. And there we go. Wonderful. All the best for you, and I hope everything goes well, especially with the family visiting. Lila Ray, intentions for courage to live authentically. Love it. Let's do some ruby and some blue kyanite. Ruby is wonderful for the courage to be yourself and exactly who you are. It can also be a nice boost for leadership skills as well as management skills. Helpful too for love, and this is another fertility stone, so just putting that out there. Helps with fibromyalgia pain and with releasing fear. Also really helpful with stopping nightmares, helping to create financial stability, and wonderful for making decisions, if you've been struggling with making decisions. So that is ruby. So courage to be yourself, management and leadership. Also fibromyalgia pain. So yeah, so ruby, ruby, ruby. Wonderful. And blue kyanite can really support us in really just the most overwhelming self-love, self-respect. This is self-acceptance, like radical self-acceptance, accepting yourself exactly as you are without feeling like you need to change a thing. Not, I'm okay with myself. I just need to, no, this is total, yes, I am okay. I respect myself. I love myself. I accept myself before you get into any of the, isn't there always something we want to change about ourselves? This is also really helpful for understanding any kind of intuition or spiritual guidance. Wonderful for certain types of neurological care, especially around speech and mobility. It's helpful too for making generally supportive health changes in your life, whatever that might look like to you. And also helps with harmonizing certain types of feelings, especially things like spite, jealousy, pettiness, those kinds of immature behaviors. So that's blue kyanite. So I hope that helps, Litherate. Lots of love to you, and let me know if there's anything else I can do. And we've got Joanna, something for anxiety, medical PTSD, doctor appointment tomorrow. You're already stressing out about it. Absolutely. I've got some medical trauma too. I struggle with PTSD. I completely understand. I'm so sorry. We are here with you. Let's bring in some black onyx. Let's do some releasing of fear. Definitely the ruby can help with releasing fear too, but we're going to do that. So let's bring in black onyx. This can help to ground a lot of fear and anxiety. So I think this is a number one. It's also very protective, and it's exceptional at helping us to process grief. Helpful too for relieving self-doubt and bringing in a lot of self-esteem. And it also helps with connection to our ancestors. So I'm going to bring in that black onyx. Go. I'm also going to bring in black obsidian. This is one of the best stones for trauma and PTSD, whether it is acute, something just happened, or if it's reactivated and it feels acute. This can help with almost like absorbing that extra overriding like fear and tumult. Helps too with just the overwhelming shock kind of feelings. It can be very grounding, very protective. But yeah, in general, it helps you like in that moment of intense anxiety too. So that is black obsidian. And I'm also going to bring in some red jasper. This is very grounding and very empowering. So this helps you stand up for yourself and also stand up against injustice and bullying. But it's deeply empowering, and it helps you to sort of stay firm and say, like, this is me, this is my piece, this is what's going on. It helps too with the root chakra, which is vital needs, primal urges, fight or flight, fear and safety, all the things that can come up at any doctor's appointment, but especially if you've got trauma. This can be really helpful for trauma and anxiety, and that it brings you kind of back into yourself a little bit. Helps too with psychic protection. So we will bring this in. So that's red jasper. Let's actually bring this in right here. So all the best tomorrow on your doctor's visit. I know how stressful they can be. Especially those of us in the States. It's like you wait all this time, you pay all this money, you go, and then it's like, are they even gonna really listen to a word you have to say? I don't know. Yeah, I totally understand. But keep us posted. I hope everything goes well. Let's see. Samantha. Let's see. Love life, romantic connection. Connecting more with the universe. Bladder, psoriasis. Depression, anxiety. Healing angels for yourself and your dog. You got it. And we've got the dog healing stones in there already. So let's do leopard skin jasper can help with anything impacting the skin, as can shungite. And psoriasis, that's autoimmune. So rhodonite is really helpful for that. Let's also do depression and anxiety, and we've got digestive issues. Let's bring in some Parido to help with the digestive issues, whether it's IBS, acid reflux, Crohn's. I have celiac disease. This can be really helpful. Wonderful too for releasing anger, jealousy, and guilt, like working through them and releasing any of those feelings that might be hanging out. Wonderful too for breaking habits. It's thought helpful for things like depression and also for boosting friendships. There's really good friendships in our lives. So we will bring in Parido. And let's do Mukkite and amber. Depression and anxiety, we have a lot of good stones for those, especially malachite. I'm going to bring in Mukkite. This can help with the bladder, especially bladder pain, but not just pain. It helps. Mukkite also goes by Australia Jasper, and it's known for help with making decisions and also with accepting change. Helpful too for boosting the immune system, calming down digestion, so it hits that too. Wonderful for connection to the earth and nature and healing the ecology. Great too for thyroid, bloating, and general circulation. But it also helps with motivation and a sense of adventure. It can help with motivating you to get any number of things done, but it can also help you motivate yourself to get out in nature. So that's Mukkite or Australia Jasper. It's a very adventure-focused stone, much like we would think of Australia to be. So Mukkite. And amber can be helpful for things like depression and seasonal affective disorder, as well as this really helps with creativity, which was definitely requested, and helps with rigid beliefs and attitudes. This can help somewhat with things like what Joanna had mentioned, more around like with PTSD, when we have like it's a deeply held, it's like an emotional mental scar. It actually does change your brain function on a fundamental level, and it can be measured in things like EEGs. They can see PTSD in my sleep cycle, for example. That can be seen on machinery. But this helps with softening rigid beliefs and attitudes around anything, but especially when we're talking about trauma and PTSD. It's almost like part of us says, well, this is happening, so it's going to end this way, and it's bad. This helps us to kind of open up to a new experience a little bit, which can be really hard. But for Samantha, this helps with releasing negativity. It brings a lot of luck as well as a lot of protection. It helps with mental stability as well as tooth pain and teething. It's been used for thousands of years for teething babies. But yeah, it helps with emotional blocks and also with attracting lasting love. So that is amber. So let's go ahead and bring some amber around. There we go. And awesome. Lots of love to you, Samantha. Connecting more with the universe. Let's bring in some moss agate. This can help with any number of infections or illnesses. It's highly regarded in Chinese medicine for so many good reasons. It's also lovely for releasing fears, especially fears of the unknown, and reconnecting with nature, as well as feeling connected to spirit and connected to unconditional love. Wonderful too for connecting with the higher self as well as the inner child. So that is moss agate. And for angels, let's bring in some celestite. Celestite brings in not only your connection with your angels and your guides, but it can also help with discernment around what you're getting, in a sense. Whether you may ever find yourself with a situation where it's like is this my emotions worrying about this or feeling this or being reactivated from some past event? Or is this my logic kicking in and saying there's a problem here? Or is it intuition saying that there's something going on? This can help with that discernment, breaking up where this message is coming from. But yeah, also helpful for changing the way we experience pain, because it's very focused on the upper chakras, which is connection to divinity and spirit. So it changes how we experience our more human things, like pain. So all the best to you, Samantha. Good to see you. Past life regression, great jobs. Endometriosis, we've definitely got covered. And for your thumb, neck, TMJ, and back, Amazonite and howlite are really helpful for. But let's also do, for the right job. We have Sunstone in there. Let's also bring in some tourmalinated quartz. Black tourmaline helps to repel negative energy, and when it's going through clear quartz, it helps to really break up old stuck energy. So whether it's scar tissue on the body, in the body, or emotional, mental scar tissue, this can help kind of break those up. If you're processing like past trauma and it's like you start working on one thing and then everything else comes with it, this can help kind of break it into smaller size pieces. It's also another stone that's very helpful for protecting travelers, in this case particularly by car. And it helps too with fortune, good luck, and connection to new ways of earning, whether that's a new job, side gig, passive revenue kind of situation. Whatever it looks like, this can help you to find a structure, a scenario in which you can earn financial abundance. So that is tourmalinated quartz. So let's go ahead and put a piece here. And a piece here. All the best to you. You're welcome, Joanna. Absolutely. Good to see you. And Ninja4858. I did have an amazing birthday. And tomorrow I'm going out for dinner with a friend and then going to the Asian market right next door. I'm going to have some pho. Well, a lot of you know I have a lot of food allergies, like 26 of them, plus celiac disease, so no gluten. Luckily, pho is really easy because there's minimal ingredients and you kind of dress it up yourself. Pho is a Vietnamese noodle soup. It's rice noodles and just a very basic beef broth. Like it's almost like a bone broth or just like a broth. And then you kind of get this plate of lovely things that you can add your own flavorings to it, including bean sprouts, including types of basil, and including all the different hot sauces and things like that too. So I'm very excited about this. It seems weird to be excited about soup, but if you've had pho, you know what I mean and why I'm so excited. So yes, it was a lovely day, and thank you for checking in. Inner peace and listening to and recognizing inner guidance. Blue kyanite will help with that, as well as celestite to some extent. But let's bring in some other intuitive stones. I think this is going to be helpful. Let's bring in Superseven. Superseven was gifted to us by Chris, so thank you, Chris. And this stone helps with all the different ways that one can open up to intuition. So telepathy, channeling, through dreams, everything. This really boosts that and also helps with strengthening your auric field, your energy field, so that you're less likely to take on the energy of others. Helpful too with inner peace, harmony, and also connection to unity consciousness, which is awareness of the interconnectedness of all things, that what we put into the world, we put into ourselves too. Helpful too for doing past life healing, karmic healing, and healing the earth and planet and ecology. So this will help Samantha too with past life healing and earth healing. I mean, our earth can always use it, but this is lovely for listening to, like, connecting with and listening to guidance, but also for that lovely intuitive support. There we go. So that is Superseven. I also want to bring in Snowflake Obsidian. This is wonderful for inner peace and harmony, as well as cultivating hope after any kind of loss or setback. Helps too with releasing feelings of guilt and with recognizing any kind of patterns that we have or habits we have that are not in our highest good, so that we can change them. Helpful too for body, mind, spirit balance, as well as calming overstimulation. So we will bring this in. It's also great for clairaudience. Clairaudience is the intuitive guidance that we hear. So that is Snowflake Obsidian. And so thank you, Ninja4858. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Lisa, Creative Diva. I hope you both are doing well. I'm going to get to Patty and Keys in a moment. Let's see. Lee Nico, place crystals in the grid to help with procrastination, staying focused, ADHD symptoms, and social anxiety, traveling long distance by car. Particularly protective of long distances by car is tourmalinated quartz. Ninja4858, you haven't heard of pho, but it sounds amazing. If you look for any place around you that has it, it's a Vietnamese soup, so if you don't have like a Vietnamese community, it might be a lot harder to find, but it's spelled P-H-O and pronounced pho. So see if they have it around you. It's usually like a big cafeteria style. They may come to your table and take your order. You may walk up and order. They bring it out to you, and it's like everybody gets the same basic soup. You pick what kind of meat or veggie you want in it, and then you use all the dressings and prepare your soup accordingly, and it's really good. And definitely do not sneeze on the Vietnamese coffee. It's really good. Okay, cool. So let's do procrastination, focus, yeah, social anxiety. It's funny, I don't really have a crystal for social anxiety specifically. I usually just use anxiety, but I'm going to look into it more. But we have some anxiety stones in there. For mental focus and motivation, we have Bumblebee Jasper. This has large amounts of sulfur as well as arsenic, so do be careful with this specimen. Helps with a lot of physical energy, but also motivating you and helping you to like really laser focus on the things that are important. Also helps with that let's get it done kind of mentality, which can be really infectious. So if you're working with other people, it'll help really bring that vibe through everything. Great too for just like lots of positivity and confidence and decision making too. So that is Bumblebee Jasper. Zoisite is great for releasing negativity too, and it's excellent for procrastination and helping to stop that. This is also one that helps us to connect with nature. It's another stone that's also helpful with fertility, and it's great for releasing apathy. It also encourages to face setbacks head on. So if you've got a long to-do list and you keep feeling like, I'm going to take one bite and then I just can't even look at the rest, it's so overwhelming. This helps you to take those repeated little bites to like get all the things done and get you to the next level. So again, that's zoisite. So let's do... There we go. Awesome, and thank you for being here. ADHD symptoms. Let's do peacock ore, also known as chalcopyrite. Really helpful for ADHD type stuff, focus, as well as specifically executive function, which can impact ADHD, autism in some cases, PTSD in some cases, particularly CPTSD, which I have. This can be really helpful with that big level organizing. Also really helpful for rebirth. If you're like making a U 2.0 or 3.0 or 4.0, this can really help with that, like bringing yourself into the new. So that is peacock ore or chalcopyrite. So I hope that that helps. Let's also bring in some of Patty and Key's requests. We've got red tiger eye. Let's bring in some aquamarine. Sugilite, sodalite septarium. We actually have desert rose selenite in there. Azurite is in there. And zoisite is in there. So septarian helps with muscle pain and spasm, and it can be really helpful for the solar plexus. That's your energy center around your personal identity, your free will, the things that are important to you, and who you are separate from others. Wonderful too for like emotional maturity and growth. This helps you to go deep into the parts of ourselves that we need to really look at and heal so that we can move forward. Extremely, extremely helpful for getting vulnerable in our healing processes. So this is septarian. And let me just see. Yeah, we'll do one more here. Let's do this one here. Whoop. And this one here. So now we're stretched across. Now let's actually do this. At least for now. Sugilite is helpful for connection with unity consciousness. That is the interconnectedness of everyone everywhere, and the awareness that what we put out into the universe, we put into ourselves. This is very much connected with the idea of enlightenment and transcendence of the physical body. So that is sugilite. Sodalite helps with expression and communication. It's also really lovely to help with things like writing. So this is going to help support Catherine. It helps to ground impulses, and it's also wonderful for homesickness. Helpful too with coming to terms with aging. It's helpful for menopause symptoms, and it's just overall really, really lovely for expression, communication. This is definitely a stone I recommend to anyone who really struggles with Mercury retrogrades. Like if you find them incredibly challenging to work with, this can be a really helpful stone because it relates to It very much relates to communication, and that's something that gets hampered during Mercury retrograde. So, sodalite. Here we go. Aquamarine is lovely for moving fluids throughout the body. It's supportive of the gums and teeth. Oh, quick question. How do I spell the one for procrastination? That is zoisite. 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 You may also find ruby in zoisite, and the two of them together are lovely too. So zoisite or ruby in zoisite, either one. And zoisite and fuchsite can sometimes look very close to being the same stone. The ones that I have of fuchsite look quite different because it's like the actual mica of it, not like the full stone of it. So it can look quite like zoisite. It can be really hard to tell apart, and it happens a lot where I walk into a crystal shop and I know that what they're selling is one is actually the other, and it's not like there's a big price difference or anything, but they honestly just didn't know. Somewhere in their supply chain it got mixed up. So back to aquamarine. So this also helps with forgiveness as well as deflecting pettiness, nastiness of any kind of variety, really immature kinds of behavior. We like to call it the anti-Karen stone. So I think that gives you a better idea of how it works. It's also wonderful for like a may justice prevail kind of vibe. So let's go ahead and bring in aquamarine. Okay, awesome. And what other ones did we have on the list? Yes, chevron amethyst, fuchsite, speaking of which, green onyx bloodstone, dragon's blood, okay, let's start there. So dragon's blood is really helpful for things like grief, loss, and having patience with yourself. Also helps with making big changes in life, like giving you a lot of strength and courage to make those big changes, while also learning from your mistakes. This helps the immune and nervous systems, and it's wonderful for the thyroid. Helpful too for just optimism in general, as well as wisdom and happiness. So that is dragonstone or dragon's blood, either way. Fuchsite helps with connection to fun and self-care and just allowing yourself to have fun. Wonderful too for carpal tunnel, spinal alignment, sleep disturbances, and because it really allows for that sense of play, it can be deeply restorative and renewing, and it can deeply help with any kind of inner child work you might be doing. So that is fuchsite. Fuchsite, fuchsite. Chevron amethyst helps with connection to spirit, especially if you are manifesting anything or if you're working with intuition. Helps too with degenerative diseases like degenerative disc disease or something like MS. Helps too with the visual components of intuition. So things like if you see things in your dreams or if you get pictures in your mind of intuitions, this can help like strengthen that. So that is chevron amethyst. Let's go ahead and bring these in here. Let's actually bring it right up against the rose quartz. Perfect. Green onyx is helpful for grief, sadness, and loneliness. Actually, this stone and the next are two of my, if you would, emotional stuff hits the fan stones. Helpful too with making decisions for your highest good and moving forward in spite of any kind of emotional pain, and definitely emotional pain. Helps too with like emotional shutdown. So it's a really powerful, really powerful heart-centered stone. So let's go ahead and bring this in here. we go. And bloodstone helps with emotional change that kind of like shakes the ground underneath you. Also helps with just like lifting despair and giving you a lot of emotional like stamina to kind of stick with it through a long-term shift, change, or painful time. Helpful too with quieting the mind, especially during Reiki or meditation, or if your mind is just swirling, this can help ground that a bit. Helpful too for relieving self-doubt and just persevering. So we will bring this in. Bloodstone also goes by the name heliotrope, especially in the UK. Okay, there we go. There we go. And tree agate and pneumite. So tree agate is sacred in Ayurveda, the sister science of yoga. And it is helpful for balancing energy in the body on all levels, and really the body, mind, spirit. This also helps to calm emotional and physical nerves. It helps with dissolving the ego and connecting with inner peace. Wonderful for noticing, healing, and moving on from bad habits or patterns or things that we do that get in our own way. Wonderful for making new connections too. So that is tree agate. It's a lovely full body, mind, spirit healing balance stone. It's one that I often use for like general physical health because it balances so well with the other parts of ourself. Pneumite is a really, really lovely stone, and it's one that we don't see a whole lot. So it's actually mined in Greenland, and only for a few months of the year because it's cold. So this is highly, highly protective. This will protect your tarot cards, your spiritual space, anything like that. And it's one that will help you to go into the darkest parts of yourself to like see what's really going on, what's really motivating your behavior or worldview or whatever might be happening. If you really want to undo those cycles and patterns in your life. And as you do that work and you go into the depths, it rewards you with these glints of hope and insight from spirit. So that is pneumite. Also really helps with that veil between the living and the dead. So we will bring in pneumite. Let's bring this in. There we go. And awesome. Thank you so much, Patty and Key. Sister's sight. So for Lisa, sister's sight, brother's lungs, everyone's hearts and joints, and your mom's infection is trying to come back. So we've got moss agate in there, which will help your mom. Sister's sight and brother's lungs. Definitely rhodonite will help with the lungs, as will pyrite. Aventurine. Green aventurine will definitely help with heart rhythms as well as eye problems. And Mukkite is in there as well as aquamarine to help with circulation. Okay, cool. So let's bring in aventurine. This helps to expand your vision of yourself so that if you think like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, this is a stone that says, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. It's very encouraging and empowering. It helps with heart rhythms, allergies, eye problems, fertility. It's yet another fertility stone. And anytime for anyone that feels like I can't do this, I could never do that, I'm not capable of much of anything kind of attitudes, this can help be really encouraging for them. So my favorite stone to give to people who are tech phobic is aventurine. Pyrite is also helpful for the lungs, as well as intuition while also being protective, helpful for dealing with fever. It helps to encourage the body to really helps encourage the body to connect in intuition while also being protected. Also helps the body to make the most of an energy healing session like Reiki, and it's wonderful for memory and information recall too. So that is pyrite, but this is a lovely stone for manifesting financial support, manifesting abundance. It is fool's gold, and it is often found near the real stuff, so we like to think that it calls in the gold. So that's pyrite. So I hope that helps. Lots of love to you and your family, Lisa. Creative Diva, protection, energy, mental and physical healing and progress, cultivation of meaningful relationships, and sending love for people you cannot connect with. Absolutely. There is so much synchronicity today. Like there always is, but especially today. Meaningful relationships is like everyone is bringing that up, which is a really beautiful thing. Let's see. Protection. We have lots of protection stones. Let's bring in. Let's bring in Jet for some more protection. Jet is helpful for grief, like deep grief, as well as even like a loss of a spouse or romantic partner. Helpful too for protection against the evil eye, the paranormal, anything like that. And wonderful for being present when you're doing any kind of hospice type work, or if you are close to someone who is soon to pass. Also helpful for situations where an animal companion is soon to pass or has just passed. So that is Jet. Jet is volcanically fossilized wood. So that is Jet. Very protective. So I hope that helps too. Energy, we have some Bumblebee Jasper. Physical healing and progress. I think that's tree agate. Cultivation of meaningful relationships, sending love for people you cannot connect with. Gotcha. So, all of our good relationship stones are already in there. Let's bring in honey calcite. Because all of the like Herkimer and Carnelian and stuff like that are all in there. There's a lot of synchronicity today. Let's also bring in pink kunzite, and for progress, let's bring in polychrome. So honey calcite helps with connecting us with the people that we will most be balanced with, whether that's colleagues, new neighbors, new friends, new romantic interests. It just helps to bring people in that are a really good match for you and you're totally going to vibe with. Also helps with optimism in difficult times, and it's wonderful for postmenopausal women, of which I'm one. So we will bring this in. So that is honey calcite. Ooh, there we go. For sending love for those that you can't connect with, let's bring in some pink kunzite. This helps with compassion and commitment-based love, like attracting that. Helpful too for opening our heart again after heartbreak and deeply healing any kind of emotional wounds too. Helpful for nerve pain, hormones, chemical sensitivities, mild allergies, especially like the itchy skin type allergies. Wonderful for help for new mothers as well as sleepless babies. And it's also good for bouncing back after anesthesia. So that is pink kunzite. So let's bring this in. There we go. Polychrome Jasper can be really helpful with making progress. It helps with breaking up indifference. It gives a lot of motivation and a lot of confidence. This is also one that's going to help joint health in general and help with mobility, encouraging you to get up and get moving. So we'll bring this in. This also helps with reigniting your passions in life. So if you feel like you've been a little stuck, this can really help. So that's polychrome jasper. And we do have to get started in just a moment. So I'm going to do my best because I have a class to teach at 6. Reiki class to teach at 6. Luck with the job problem. We've got Sunstone in there, as well as Ruby. Oh, it's all good, Renee. It's good to see you. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you for the reminder. I always forget the YouTuber stuff. And Tammy. And hey, Shell, how are you doing? Just listening? Thank you for checking in. Lots of love to you, Shell. Tammy. What would help with financial hardship and dealing with legal issues? Gotcha. Legal issues, one that's going to be really helpful is aquamarine. That helps like a may justice prevail kind of thing, depending on what the legal proceedings are about. If it's about housing or homes or anything, the Desert Rose Selenite may help. I'm also going to bring in Sapphire because this was requested by Chris as well. This can definitely help with speedy justice. It's also very angelic. This will help you connect in intuition with your angels. Helps with the eyes, ears, and thyroid. And it's just great for envisioning positive potential in times of change. So let's go ahead and bring some Sapphire in. Let's see. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, and financial hardship, we have citrine, we have pyrite, and those are really good for, and actually to red tigerite. That'll help pull in financial abundance in a hurry. But yeah, I hope that helps, and lots of love to you. And let's see, other than that, we're about to have to jump into the healing. So I didn't miss many of yours, Chris, but for the ones I did, I'm sorry. I will get to them next time, I promise. But I'm going to do the thing that I normally do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and also how to make the most of your session. While I do that, you can help me by helping you lift the energy of your space. And there's a simple way to do that. Go ahead into the chat, hit that live chat button, go into the chat, and for a moment, reflect on what you're grateful for. Anything that you're grateful for. And when you're ready, go ahead and enter into the chat anything that you're grateful for. Anything at all. And while you're doing that, I'll finish explaining Reiki and then we'll get into the Reiki healing. So thank you for being here. It's 22:22 in England. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you for understanding. Lots of love to you. But I got most of them. Okay. So, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you want to schedule a one-on-one healing session or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, you can find all of that at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description, as are all of my social media and my email newsletter. So, what is Reiki? Well, Reiki has become like a catch-all term in the West for energy healing. Specifically, I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. This particular method is founded by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan during a really difficult time in Japanese history. If you were caught teaching anything that could be misconstrued as religion, serious consequences indeed. So this particular method is deeply spiritual, yet completely secular. And I feel like that's a big part of why we love it in the West. So to understand the concept of energy at its core, in Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, everyone and everything is thought to be interlinked and interconnected. And spirit, however you define it, is providing this beautiful soul-affirming energy. And that's what Reiki really translates to. It's a spiritually guided soul energy. So this energy is already flowing through you, through me, through everyone and everything, whether or not we realize it. And essentially, this energy helps your body, mind, and spirit to support you in healing and with resilience day in and day out, even if you're unaware of this energy. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy and direct more of it to you, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. So during the session, you may feel some physical sensations, some emotions may rise up or get released. You may also be able to think some things through that have been really challenging or hear your subconscious. You may also have some deep spiritual insights, intuitions, or even just like revelations or clarity. You may also have a lovely nap, and that's highly encouraged. So during the session, the cool thing is the only thing you need to do to experience Reiki is just be open to it. And by being here, you already are. So go ahead and get comfy, sit up, lay down, doesn't matter to me. You can move around all you need. You can even do some yoga during your session. The beautiful thing about Reiki, you don't need to do a darn thing. But you can do anything else you do want. So feel free to journal, throw a few cards for yourself, gently take a nap, a little bit of both. Whatever feels right to you is the right way to go. And during the session, you can close your eyes or leave them open. Again, completely up to you. At any point, if you feel like you get distracted or you want to go deeper into the session, just take a deep breath in and out, and you'll slowly sink right back in. But you can journal anything you like. Nothing will get in the way of your session. Know too that Reiki isn't limited to my limitations. I can be in one place at a time. Reiki is everywhere all the time. So whenever you're watching this video, the healing will be there for you. For those of you who are here live, if you ever need some healing and I'm not live, check out the past healing live streams playlist where you can enjoy any past healings and enjoy the energy healing of them anytime you need it. I do it sometimes and it's lovely. So during the session, feel free to just enjoy, notice what comes up, notice your experience. During the session, which will last 25 minutes, I will turn up the music. If you want to learn more about our musical creator, she's another content creator here on YouTube. She's linked at the bottom of the description. You can also visit her website. And you can also just know that the lights will turn down. They will move slowly and gently from one color to the next. They will not flash or strobe. And I will send for 25 minutes, after which you'll hear my voice come back in, invite you to take a deep breath in and out, and then at that point I'll be able to re-engage with you in chat. Y'all are welcome to chat back and forth with each other in chat. I just won't be able to respond just yet. And at the end of that 25-minute session, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or even hear any insights that you had from your session. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this energy with you all the time, anytime that you're here. So definitely join me live sometime if you happen to be able to. So let's go ahead back, take another peek at that beautiful crystal grid that y'all inspired, and then get into the healing. Ooh, beautiful. Well done, everyone. Oh, thank you, everyone, for all the love in here. Sister Sheba, good to see you. Lots of love. Lots of love to you, Flower. I hope everything's going well with your car. Creative Diva, thank you. And you're welcome. Tammy, thank you and you're welcome. All of you, so much good energy. Okay, so enjoy your sessions. I will see you all in 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out at your own pace. Slowly come back to your body. Gently move your fingers and toes. Hattie says hello. If you have any questions or anything to share, just go ahead and let me know in the chat. And thank you all so much for being here and so many of you clicking the like button. I really do appreciate all of you being here. Seriously, it's a lovely thing to see so many folks cheering each other on. Come on, Hattie, you want to say hi? Hattie cat. She's calculating the warmest place to be, certainly. You're welcome, Flower. Oh, she has decided that being in front of that heater is too much prime real estate to move from because her sister might steal her spot. So she's going to stay right there. Thank you, Shell. Glad to see you. And Hattie, that's not a scratch and post. Oh, I'm so glad, Nico. Thank you for that. Oh, and wonderful, wonderful Ninja 4858. Lots of love to you. Have a wonderful evening, too. You heard the kitty cry. She is ready for spring, and so are you. Yeah, she is. But her sister really enjoyed sitting in... Well, we all did. The night it was snowing here, it's the first snow Philly has seen in 2 years, and it's the first time they've seen snow. So I let them sit in the windowsill. I opened the curtains, even though I don't usually this time of year. They sat in the windowsill, and we all just, like, watched the snow fall. It was lovely. Oh, thank you, Patty. Reiki is so simple yet so profound. It helps me as much as it helps all of you. Like, while I'm sending Reiki, I get some Reiki. So, like, it's just a wonderful thing for everyone. And yeah, the kitty family is just being kitty family. You're so welcome, Chris. Keep us posted on Eva. And stay warm, everyone. Saturday, at least if you're in the Philly area, Saturday is supposed to be colder potentially than today even was. So be careful. Take care of yourselves and your pets. Make some soup. Make a hot beverage. It is fun to watch cats feel snow on their paws. If I had leashes for them, and I may get one, I'll see if they want to explore the snow. But honestly, even when I like pick them up and bring them into the hallway to peek out, they don't want to go beyond. So we'll see. But it is kind of cool. I'd love to see them. Like, I live in an apartment building, so we kind of just sat in my windowsill. But I think, yeah, if I get a chance to get another leash, I'll see if they want to go outside. Ooh, black ice there. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad, Chris. Thank you, Patty. Lots of love to you. Oh, Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here so I can hop over and teach my class that starts in a minute. It's Reiki 1. By the way, next month's Reiki 1, the weekend intensive, it is on the first weekend of February. I think that's the 3rd and 4th. There are seats available. It's $250 and you can pay in installments. And if you need a slight forgiveness on part of the tuition, you can let me know. But yeah, you can learn all about it at learnreikiphiladelphia.com. All my classes are online. Aw, Shell. Thank you for sharing that with us. Aw. You're welcome, Shell. Yeah, I'm gonna, we have like a courtyard outside. So it's not like people walking their dogs would come up to them or anything like that. Like, almost no one ever uses it except to, like, leave out the side door. So, yeah, there's, like, no footsteps out there ever. They mow it more than it gets used, so I think they would like it. But we'll see. But they are scaredy cats. But I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay warm and safe, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, and bye for now.